When you're scrolling through online dating profiles, it's easy to get caught up in the excitement of meeting new people. The possibilities seem endless and it's tempting to dive in headfirst. But if you're serious about finding someone genuine, you need to approach online dating with a discerning eye. In this video, we're going to explore how to decode online dating profiles and spot the red flags that might be hiding beneath the surface. You see, not all profiles are as they seem. And as someone who values authenticity and independence, it's important to know what to watch out for and how to protect yourself from disappointment. Now, let's start by acknowledging that not everyone is honest in their online dating profile. It's the unfortunate reality of the digital age. People often present the best version of themselves, sometimes going so far as to exaggerate or hide certain aspects of their lives. In some cases, they may be trying to be someone they think others will find attractive, rather than who they truly are. And as much as we like to think that everyone's intentions are good, that's just not always the case, especially if you're someone who values honesty and straightforwardness. The key to decoding these profiles is being able to spot inconsistencies and red flags that indicate deception. But how do you do that? Well, let's break it down. One of the first things to look out for is a profile that seems too perfect. If you've ever come across a profile that looks like it was lifted straight out of a fashion magazine, with flawless photos, perfect captions, and seemingly no flaws in sight, you might want to proceed with caution. Yes, we all want to put our best foot forward, but no one's life is that perfect. No one's personality is that flawless, and no one's photos are always that curated. Profiles that try too hard to present a flawless image often suggest that the person is hiding something, whether it's their true personality or the reality of their life. The perfection they're showcasing might be a mask. And while it may be tempting to be drawn into this polished image, remember that authenticity is key. Don't let perfection fool you. Behind that seemingly perfect profile could be someone who is struggling with insecurities or hiding aspects of themselves that are important for a genuine connection. Next, pay close attention to the photos being used. If you notice that a person's profile is filled with photos that seem too professional or over-edited, it's another red flag. Some people may use heavily filtered or photoshopped images to make themselves appear more attractive. But here's the thing, real beauty lies in authenticity. And you, as someone who values sincerity, can probably tell when something doesn't look quite right. If someone's profile feels overly staged or their pictures seem too much like stock photos, take a moment to consider why they might be presenting themselves in such an unrealistic way. Are they trying to mask something? Or maybe they just don't feel confident enough to show their true self? Either way, it's a good sign that they may not be fully transparent about who they are. Now, let's talk about the bio section. This is where people can truly shine or fail to make an impact. When you're reading someone's bio, are they giving you a glimpse into who they really are? Or are they spitting out generic phrases like "I love to have fun," "I'm looking for someone to share adventures with," or "just here to meet new people"? These are all fine to an extent, but they don't give you any real insight into what the person is about. And here's the thing, generic bios are often used by people who don't want to reveal too much about themselves. They're trying to cast a wide net and see who bites. But as someone who values deeper connections, you know that a meaningful relationship requires more than just surface-level descriptions. If someone isn't giving you specifics about their hobbies, interests, or values, it could be a sign that they're not interested in a genuine connection. They might just be looking for attention or validation, rather than something real. Speaking of attention-seeking behavior, another red flag to watch out for is someone who is overly flirtatious or forward in their messages. Yes, a little flirting can be fun, but if someone is sending you overly suggestive messages right off the bat, that's not a good sign. They might be more interested in a quick fling than a real relationship. And while some people might think that's flattering or exciting, for someone like you, who is focused on building something real and meaningful, this kind of behavior should raise an eyebrow. You deserve someone who respects your boundaries, takes time to get to know you, and values communication over physical attraction. So, if the messages feel too forward or the person is pushing you to take things to the next level too quickly, it's time to step back and evaluate whether their intentions align with yours. Another red flag to be aware of is the person who seems a little too secretive. You know the type. They'll answer your questions with vague responses or avoid talking about their past relationships entirely. They might even get defensive when you ask about their intentions or future goals. As someone who values honesty and transparency, you deserve to be with someone who is willing to open up and share important details about their life. And if they are constantly dodging questions or giving you short, cryptic answers, that's a clear sign that they may be hiding something. Whether it's a past relationship, a commitment issue, or simply a lack of clarity about what they want, secrecy in the early stages of dating is always a red flag. After all, if someone can't be open with you from the start, how can you build trust in the future? Let's also talk about the person who constantly cancels plans or fails to follow through on commitments. This is a huge red flag that shouldn't be ignored. If someone is regularly canceling dates or backing out at the last minute, it's a sign that they either don't value your time or they're just not that interested. Both of these are reasons to proceed with caution. As a Sigma, you value your time and energy, and you know that you shouldn't waste it on someone who isn't putting in the effort. If someone keeps flaking on plans or making excuses for why they can't meet up, it's time to move on. You deserve someone who is reliable, committed, and ready to make the effort to build a meaningful connection. Lastly, one of the most significant red flags in any dating profile is the lack of emotional intelligence. You can usually spot this in the way someone talks about their past relationships or in their attitude toward emotional vulnerability. People who aren't comfortable being emotionally available or who struggle with self-awareness often project their issues onto others, and if someone doesn't seem capable of expressing their emotions in a healthy, open way, it could lead to problems down the road. Look for signs that the person is willing to communicate openly about feelings, has a healthy sense of self-awareness, and isn't afraid of being vulnerable. Emotional intelligence is key to any successful relationship, and if someone lacks it, they might not be ready for the kind of connection you're looking for. Dating online can be a great way to meet new people, but it's essential to be discerning and avoid falling for deceptive profiles. By keeping an eye out for these red flags, you can protect yourself from disappointment and ensure that you're building connections with people who are genuinely interested in getting to know the real you. Remember to trust your instincts, take things slow, and never settle for anything less than what you deserve. Real authentic relationships are built on honesty, communication, and mutual respect, and that's exactly what you should be looking for in any dating profile. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share because you will learn tons of information in the next video. Stay safe, stay authentic, and don't settle for anything less than the best.